Okay, so welcome back live here to the Simraceway Sunday Race-Off edition number 30. What a ride it's been so far, and it's only going to get greater as we have 15 laps of racing here around the circuit of the Americas with two classes of car. We've got the Ariel Atoms and the Caterhams following suit just behind. They're roughly 30 to 40 seconds slower per lap, depending on the respective drivers. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a very entertaining race. So, Sean 24 just pipped Kozilek in the end by 700th of a second. Can he do it now though? As those lights are about to go green, the red lights up on the meter and we're away. And the circuit of the Americas, a great start there by Sean 24 as the Atoms power their way now into the first corner. For the first time today, you can see the Caterhams in the background making their way around. Sean's gone wide, Freaking Error's wide. Oh, there's a bit of contact. They all stay going though. And Sean retains the lead barely. There's a lot of hustling and bustling going on a bit further down the field. Bastian Graeber has got a gigantic gap over Michael 85 there. Then the rest of the field following just behind. It's all about Sean 24, Kozilek, Baxter Gaber and Madrox 213, who are your main top four at the moment as they navigate their way around the opening lap. Matrox doing the best he can at the moment to push his way forward. He hasn't gone too badly at all so far. But Sean 24 still holding off Kozilek by 0.8 of a second at this very early stage. Bastian currently leading the Caterhams. The rest of them following suit. Don't quite have appropriate timings on those yet. I believe there could be a bit of server lag. As we take a look at what they're doing now, it's still Bastian who says the leads that. Mojita's gaining a little bit there on Michael 85. He's got Mr. Jones behind him. And Daniel C and Mr. Jolly also. We've got No Fear C there just pulling over. And there's Baxter Gaber trying to be... Oh, he's got a bit wide there actually. Kozilek down to P3. After he went wide and it was Baxter Gaber that cut right underneath him to snatch that position from him. And of course it's a very long lap through around the circuit of Americas. Almost around 2 minutes long. These drivers around 3/4 of the way through the opening lap as Sean pushes his way around this tight and twisty final sector of the circuit. Final couple of corners to go then. And he's already got himself a gigantic gap at the front of the field. 1.4 seconds since the start of the race. He's pulled himself right out from the grasp of Baxter Gaber and Kozilek, who are now drooling away respectively. So great job there for him. There are the other trio there just drooling away. Baxter Gaber, Kozilek and Matrox 213. Freaking Error following suit as his headline racer number 8. Now we've got Magico and Bastian Gaber just almost dancing away there in the Caterhams. Mojita 9th, Michael 10th, 11th Mr. Jones and 12th Daniel C. But Mr. Jolly all the way down in 13th there. Only 4 seconds away, so I believe he must have been in an incident at some point during the lap. We're just trying to keep an eye on what these Atoms are doing at the moment. At the very forefront of the field is currently Baxter Gaber, as we say, inheriting P2 though. Kozilek eager to take it away from him. Matrox just getting ready to pick up the pieces if necessary. Bit of a lock up there, but that's not going to stop him now then in the run in towards turn number 5. Will be on the inside here. It should be a straightforward move into that hairpin. The elevation change catches drivers out, but not this time. Kozilek retakes P2, minimises the wheel spin on the car and excels into the distance. The question being, if he can hold his car there or is he going to suffer another move? Only one way to find out, but it does seem like at the moment that's going to be the case. And look at Matrox as well, just behind now. Baxter Gaber has lost another position. Matrox 213. Now go on a big moment there as well for Kozilek, but it seems like Baxter Gaber 57 may have lost a couple of positions in the past couple of moments there. He's just tried maybe too hard or gone too deep into the corners. Although one thing's for sure, he's still hot on the tail of the other two drivers. So he's not done too badly at all though. He's going to try and keep his car on a straight line. Now as we say, there is no guarantee for pit stops. They're not necessary. It is not an obligatory pit stop, so it's just down to the driver themselves and if they want to pit, do they think their car can manage the entire time. As Matrox comes under significant pressure again there from Baxter Gaber 57. He's doing, as we say, the best he can at the moment, trying to just bring that car home in a good position. But Sean 24 still leading this race at the moment, now extends his gap to 2 seconds as they start lap number 3 out of 15. Second, Kozilek still followed by Matrox. Baxter Gaber in 4th, 5th place Freaking Error. Then Redline Racer follows suit in 6th. The Magico 7th. And look at the Caterhams. Mojito's gone wide. I think Bastion's going to go right up the inside there. But they're all over the place. A massive bundle of fun there. Again, unfortunately, I won't be able to try and keep an eye on them for long. The internet is not being my best of friends at the moment. But just seeing how much they're pushing right now. They're all over one another. You can see it clearly on your stream. I think what you were just seeing there was Michael85 trying to catch a Bastion Grabber, actually. So that is currently the battle for P8 at the moment. And they've kind of fallen off a little bit from the Atoms, if you will. But that was blatantly to be expected. In terms of the rest of the field, they're a little bit further away after that massive bundle into turn 1. Keeping an eye back on there, that's Matrox and Redline Racer. Now, what has happened there? Freaking Error has actually passed Matrox 2-1-3. Matrox was up as high as 2nd at one point in this race. He's now down to P5. Under pressure also from Redline Racer number 8. So that's something as well you may want to be keeping an eye on. What can Redline Racer bring to the table here at this early stage? Redline's definitely bringing everything he can. He's bringing the full fight force here today, that's for sure. He tries to maybe look for a move there. That was never going to work. You saw there, Freaking Error with a bit of a lock-up as well into the hairpin. Sean 24 comes across the start-finish line now to lead lap number 3 of 15. He'll start lap number 4. Korczylak will follow him suit, and he's actually taken a bit of that lead down. That gap now down to just 1.5 seconds, so a whole half a second is gone. And now we're starting to see a bit of traffic. The Atoms starting to encounter the Caterhams for the first time this race. They're not all that far away at all. Give it a few more minutes. I think we could very well see some lappings on our hands. They're only currently around 30 seconds away. You can see them just at the front there. At the very bottom of Sean 24's radar, you can see that group of 2. And that group of 2, of course, being I believe to be Mr. Jolly and Borhita, who are still dueling away at this early stage. However, we've got Mr. Jones, Michael85 and Bastion Grabber, all of those guys following suit as well in the term of dueling away. Daniel C trying to pull away from the Borhita and Mr. Jolly battle. He's being reeled in, it seems. Sean 24 just closes the gap to them lap after lap. Michael85 was up the inside of Bastion Grabber there. Was that going to work into the corner? They're still fighting as they turn in, and Michael85 has just about made it stick. And Sean 24's left. Was that a lag issue? I'm not too sure. That could very well have been. Our race leader has now retired, meaning Korczylak now has a 4-second lead over second place man Baxagaba. What was the issue there? Was it an FPS issue? Was it lag? We're not too sure, but the battle's still raging on heartfully in those 2 Caterham cars. That's Mr. Jolly and Borhita, who you saw there. Borhita going up the inside. It's a very nice move through there to try and retain his position. And they've actually just been passed now by the first wave of Ariel Atoms. They've got to be very careful. His Korczylak is just carving through them like a knife through butter. They've just got no resistance at all. Korczylak taking a bit more care than he should there to make sure he avoids contact with the 2 Caterhams. And then passes the class leader, so he's passed them all already. By lap number 4, our next guess of rough passing will be around lap 7 or 8. I would say at the current pace of the 2 leaders, being Korczylak and Baxagaba, 5.4 separate them at the end of lap number 4. Whether that number set to increase or decrease is still a mystery. Baxagaba pushing his way through the Caterham traffic. At the moment, there's contact between 2 cars as Freaking Error's off. He's taken one of the Caterhams with him. I think it was the Magica, in fact. Now, what has happened now? We've got another one in the wall. Oh, it was Daniel C. It was Daniel C that went off. He's got the car going again, but there must have been some inevitable contact between the 2 classes, because that was a very big spin for both cars. Luckily, we haven't lost any more runners yet. Sean 24 being our sole retirement as we come towards the end of the opening third of the race. And the Magico into P5 as he tries to push his way past some of the other cars there. Navigating his way through the Caterham. And they're trying to keep an eye on what's going else through the field in terms of sector and lap times. The gap at the very forefront of the field between Kozulek and Baxageba has now been extended to 6.5 seconds. So a massive jump there by our race leader. He's really lapping in hard now. We know he's got some good pace. He was almost matching Sean 24 in qualifying. Pipped at the very last second by 700ths of a second. But this is the pace this man possesses. 8.4 seconds is now the gap between himself and Baxageba as he ends lap number 5 out of 15. So he really is pushing on hard. It's his race to lose. Baxageba will still have some efforts to deal with as he's got Matrox 213 tucked right up underneath him, approximately 2.3 seconds away. Redline Racer sits P4. The Magico is P5 at this early stage, as we say, coming towards the end of the first third of the race. And the Magico is sitting quite comfortably in P5. P6 is Frankie and Ariel with 7th position, Michael 85 in 7th. 8th place is Bastian Graber, 9th place Mr. Jones, 10th Borhita, 11th Mr. Jolly, 12th Daniel C, and 13th and out of the race who was our previous race leader and of course our pole sitter, Sean 24. So unfortunately it hasn't been his race here today. He still fights on, but it has not been the race he desired. It's not the race he needed to try and complete. You know, he was so much quicker. It was going to be a war of two giants as him and Kozulek battled their way around. But for now, Kozulek's in a war against himself. He's now up to 10 seconds quicker. It hasn't even been a whole lap yet. So he really is thumping in those fastest sector times right now, one after another. Great stuff to watch as Kozulek navigates that tight and twisty middle section into the hairpin. Still the battle for second is going to rage on, presumably very shortly, as Matrox is getting dangerously close now to the back off Baxageba 57. So that really is something to keep an eye on. Those two getting extremely up close and personal now. Matrox, of course, maybe looking for a move through there. He's feeling a lot more dangerous now in that P3. He would love to get himself back up there as well as they enter that hairpin, and Baxageba goes a little bit wide. Well, it could be just Matrox going tighter actually. I don't think there was any wheels off the circuit for Baxageba. Through that long sweeping right-hander in towards the penultimate couple of corners. Matrox does not go for a manoeuvre. You can see he's thinking about it though. He's now just 0.2 of a second away. The long straights here definitely complementing his driving style at the Circuit of the Americas. And as they come across the start-finish line there, Matrox looking thoroughly dangerous into turn 1. They climb the hill. Matrox goes up the inside, and surely that's going to be moved on. And just look at the elevation change as they went up there. That was so beautiful, but so hard to watch. And Matrox has indeed make it stick. There's nothing really Baxageba could do, but a great move by Matrox 213 as he looks to try and bring home that second position. Third place Baxageba, fourth place the Magico, as we say, he's going pretty well now in front of Redline Racer, Frechianera in sixth, seventh. And the first of the Caterhams is Michael 85, then Bastian Graber, 9th Mr. Jones. Those guys separated by just 3 seconds at this stage. You've got Borhita there, P10 as well. 11 for Mr. Jolly, 12 for Daniel C. And they ran out our runners of the moment. Daniel C is not too far away from his co-class drivers. Borhita's going to be the man to try and dictate that pace as he tries to catch Mr. Jones up the inside there. Only a second away at the moment. That's going to be another battle to keep our eyes on. So for now, 12.9 seconds is what Kozulek has at this halfway stage over Matrox 213. A blistering time at this stage. Second, as we say, Redline still holding on to that P4 with Frechianera breathing down his neck a little bit more each lap. He's not that far away from Redline Racer, but what he is doing is just applying that pressure. 2.1 seconds. We've seen how that gap can come crashing down when they hit these long back straights here at the Kota circuit. But for now, Frechianera just has to try and do the best he can. As he goes into the penultimate corner once again, he's looking fairly stable through there. Yeah, we've just heard from Sean24 as well that it was a connection issue for him, and unfortunately he did lag out of the server, so our condolences there to Sean 24, and hopefully you may even see him racing a bit later tonight if the racing gods allow it. So look forward to that. Of course, we've still got 2 more races coming up for you tonight, the Edo race and the A race. The A race, of course, being the almost exact same as this, but with what we presume to be 30 laps of racing and having to make 1 pit stop. So the drivers really going to have to be trying to push their cars to the limits here if they want to take home the class win. We know what it's like in that A class. It's very fierce, and when you take cars as competitive as the Caterham and the Ariel Atom, you can only expect great things, and I'm sure that is what we're going to see. But for now, we've got plenty of action to feast our eyes on, including this very entertaining battle, which has been to and fro at the moment with Mr. Jones and Borhita. That's over P9 in the Caterham class. And Borhita's still trying to catch Bastian Graber up in front, but for now, Mr. Jones has been more than enough company, I think. And you can see as they just go in towards that very, almost reminiscent of the Turn 8 circuit in Turkey, just in the complete mirror direction. But Borhita is going very comfortably at this stage. But now it's an Ariel Atom there, and that's going to be Koshilek. And Mr. Jones was caught completely off guard there as he zooms past, and a big moment for Mr. Jones coming out of the penultimate corner allows the Borhita to get a bit of breathing space. Not a, oh, it's a Caterham off! Caterham off, who's that? That's Bastian Graber. Bastian Graber is completely sideways. He went out too much oversteer at the final corner. He's got the car going again, and we believe Baxter Gaber may be out of the race. We're not too sure yet. But what has happened there to a man who was up into P5 at one stage? He's now provisionally P6, we're guessing. But yeah, we believe Baxter Gaber is out of the race. That is a Ariel Atom having a very tricky task there of passing, as Matrox 213 having his work cut out for him as he tries to navigate his way past it. Much slower Caterham. He's now trying to navigate his way past Borhita, and he can't get alongside. Luckily, there's a bit of a straight that allows him to just pull away. But, you know, a couple of corners earlier, you would have been stuck behind, and that does allow other cars in that class to catch you up, and I think he may have fallen a victim to that a bit earlier on. I think that he's just got to try and do the best he can at the moment. We're on lap 9 out of 15, almost lap number 10 here for these Ariel Atoms right now. Koshilek coming in towards the final few corners. Got around 30 seconds more of racing before he hits that all-important lap number 10. The Matrox second, the Magico third as he navigates his way through the traffic. Michael 85 there was going to be the next on his hit list. We've got an interesting battle there. That's Frecchionera and Redline. Now Redline's P4, the gap between them 1.9 seconds as they push through traffic. Whether that'll be different as they come out of it, we're not too sure just yet. I'm presuming it will be, as passing these Caterhams has already proved to be a near deadly incident indeed. It can be so difficult to get alongside them. You need to wait for the straight, but Frecchionera making it look relatively easy right now. He's not too that far behind his co-competitor either, a Redline racer. Still 1.5 the gap. We'll see what happens as they come across the start-finish line. Is that gap going to change or no? And you can see just 2 laps down. I said about lap 7 was when the next approach for these Caterhams to be passed. That is that. Whereas the Caterhams were passed on their lap 7. Their next, I'm presuming, will be around lap 11 to lap 12. So I think we're going to see one more stint of Caterham passing here from these Ariel Atoms. So Koshilek can swipe his forehead, clear of sweat for now, and take a nice deep breath as he's got close to a 20-second gap at the front of the field. But he's got to know he will have to come back around those Caterhams one more time. It's not all over yet. There's still quite a long way to go in this race. 6 more laps until we crown a winner here in the Simraceway Sunday race-off. Week number 30 B-Race. I was saying earlier just what an honour it is to have commentated close to all 30 of these. We've seen everything from Formula 3 at Watkins Glen. We've seen the BMWs out in force. We've seen the McLaren Formula 1 cars, multi-class with the Bentley Speed 8. We've been around the streets of Pudsey, and now we're back here to the one race where it's all started. And a tremendous job has been so far by Koshilek. He's really come into his own over the past weeks as of late. So we just wait for confirmation of the gaps between the next couple of cars. And so Kochilet's going to come across the line now, and he's going to set a time of a 1 minute 55.4, so very respectable, increasing that gap up to 20 seconds. We've got a yellow flag in turn 1. Now, who is that? Is that a Caterham? I think it may well have been. He's stopped on circuit, whoever it is. I'm assuming it's a Caterham. Yeah, so Kochilet a 1:44.1. Matrox will be a 1:57, so it's 3 seconds slower a lap for the man in second place, and it's going to be a 1:57.6 there for DeMagico, a 1:58.9 for Redline Racer, and a 1:59.3 for Frecky and Ara. So evidently that traffic scenario did not help him too much as we enter the final 5 laps here at the Circuit of the Americas. We want in a bit of redemption, it seems. He's going to have to maybe work for it, though. We've got still plenty of laps to go. Approximately 10 more minutes or so left of racing. And the Caterhams are coming towards the end of that lap number 8. There's approximately around 11 laps, I'd say, for these Caterhams this race. And we've actually seen now on Matrox's dashboard, just taking a quick flick through, he's got that pit light button illuminated. Now, is that down to him making a stop? Was that an accident? We'll have to wait and see. But Matrox 213 could be heading to pit lane earlier than perhaps we once thought. There's only one way to find a definite answer to that, and that is to keep an eye on what he's doing. I'll try and keep an eye on board with him over the next lap or so and see just if he does decide to pit in or no. He's gone through that hairpin now. And whether we'll see him dive into the pit lane in a roughly 30 seconds time is another question. Our race leader, however, has not. But with a few laps to go, it could be the key. I believe someone did say these cars have 11 laps of fuel default. So is that Matrox going to be coming in to refuel, perhaps? It could very well be. No, I believe he's actually going to stay out. So yeah, that could have been an error for him. So they start lap number 12. Still, Kochilet is your race leader with Matrox 23 in second. But as time wears on, they've just got to wonder how long it'll be before they encounter the Caterham. Does Borhita side by side there with Michael 85. That is over P6 at the moment. And Borhita's just trying to vie for an alongside move. He can't quite get it at the moment. He's now finally gone for it, surely. He's got such a long run into that corner. He's going to try and take the most of it. But he does break a lot later, and I think he's not able to make it stick. No, he does. He's actually in front. So what's happened to Michael 85? Oh, that's why. No, so Michael 85 has not been able to do it. But he's trying there. They've almost made contact, the two drivers. He's only still got a couple laps to go for the Caterhams, and Borhita there with a big lockup. Michael 85 looking to capitalise as always. They're trying to go round the outside. Borhita's been pushed wide there as he tries to come back through, and that was just never going to happen. Borhita there going back off track. Trying to keep his car in front, and Michael driving a very conservative race, it seems, at the moment. He's not going for these big moves. He knows what he wants to try and get from the race. And as they're going towards the final corner to start that lap number 10, he's got up the inside as Michael may have taken a bit too much circuit there and allows Kochilet through, who takes a bit more of a rallycross route past these two cars. I think he was trying not to hang about. He's got himself a way over 25-second gap now. And look at that, Michael 85, almost like a roller coaster turn. They hit the very pivot point, and a great cut back there by Borhita. Truly awesome stuff there. And now Michael tries to come back up the inside. It's been a very nice run for him through there. Borhita's going to slam that door though as they enter through the S's. And I'm sure this is a battle which is going to last quite some time now. Let's take a look back. So our current race leader is on his penultimate lap, if that makes sense. He's coming round now to start his penultimate lap very shortly. That would be like 14 out of 15. And as time wears on, as does Kozilek's pace actually. He's done very, very good so far, as we say. A massive gap, 23.8 seconds to Matrox 213, who did actually take a little bit of time out that time round. The only other real atom battle that we could see would be the Magico, who's trying to duel away with Frankie Nero at the moment. They're separated by 3 seconds. Michael, however, trying to come back again on Borhita. And Michael again at the inside. Borhita very defensive at this stage. As they go past the massive slide, it seems, on the left, but Michael just trying to cut alongside, but that Caterham just doesn't have the pace at the moment. He's trying to put alongside the little straight there, as they'll go through what I would like to call the reverse turn 8. If you're familiar with the Istanbul circuit, just that quad apex corner, very reminiscent of the left-hander situated in Istanbul. As they're going towards the penultimate couple of corners again, Michael just 0.2 of a second away, last sector around. And Kozilek midway through his penultimate lap now, so tension's definitely rising in the Atom field, with Matrox safely 25.4 seconds away at the closing stages of this one. Question is, can he stay there or no? It's going to be very interesting. I mean, he's driven a perfectionist race so far, but you've got to wonder what the outcome would have been if Sean 24 did stay there. If Sean 24 was in this race right now, would it be a Kozilek victory, or would there be another story to be told? I suppose the only way to truly find out the answer to that question is to keep watching and see the next time those two giants of the Simraceway Sunday Race-Off B duel each other once again. But for now, at this day, it looks like in a lap and a half's time, we could very well be saying it's a victory to that number 1 Ariel Atom of Kozilek. The Matrox still keeping in very close company, 26 seconds clear in second. And then just taking a look exactly at what's going on with those Caterhams. There's actually a big gap. Something's happened with Mr. Jones and Borhita. He's now 10 seconds behind, and he's only got 3 tenths back to Bastian Graeber. So what on earth has happened there? We'll try and keep an eye out on the Caterham class and let you know the latest updates as they come in. Just taking a look, sorry for the short break there, just seeing what Bastian's doing on Mr. Jones. He may have found him once again. However, Bastian's fallen way too far down the order. I'm guessing there's a bit of contact. He's doing his best there to try and push through Mr. Jones and take back 8th position. Wondering if there's damage to the car. He's on the outside line there as they go in towards that hairpin. And I think it's going to be poor old Mr. Jones to hug it. Bastian's just got enough momentum around the outside to make that manoeuvre stick. But as we take a look back to Kozilek, who's on his 15th lap out of 15 at the moment. And we're about 50 seconds away or so until we crown him a winner of the Simraceway Sunday Race-Off. They can see there the two cars still battling side by side now. That was the two Caterhams have kind of settled down a bit now, but Bastian Graeber and Mr. Jones are wheel to wheel there as they come down the straight to start their next lap. But let's take a look at Kozilek and then worry about what's going on with the Caterhams. Kozilek is coming around the penultimate corner now. 15 laps of hard work have earned him a 26.888 second gap as he goes into the final corner. But more importantly than all, it's earned him a race victory in the 30th Simraceway Sunday Race-Off B race. He will be absolutely delighted with that result as he crosses into turn 1 again. He weaves in excitement now. Great run for him. Next across the line will be Matrox 213. And I'm presuming that'll be very shortly there too. He's done so well so far. And he's just about to cross the start-finish line now. So it's Matrox 213 that takes home the second position. Third place is going to be DiMagico in just a few moments' time. Will be followed though by Frecky and Ariel. They're 3 seconds apart at the moment. Question is, who's going to cross the line first? I think it's, yeah, definitely going to be there, DiMagico. So he crosses the line in P3, rounding out your podium runners for today. Fourth place there will be Frecky and Ariel. Fifth place, Red Line Racer, just behind, 0.4 seconds away. One more lap and it may have all been different. Sixth place and the first man in the Caterhams will get to finish this lap. So we've still got a half a lap of battling for these Caterhams before the end of the race. So still plenty of time to go and we'll see what we can do. So Borhita's about to come across to take the lead in the class. We believe it will be Michael in second. Bastion and Mr. Jones are still dueling away. This has been absolutely relentless the past couple of moments or so. Just what has been going on with these two cars? And just as I say, that big slide there for Mr. Jones. He's power sliding that Caterham around. This isn't a drift exhibition. This is a race around the circuit. The Americans, Mr. Jones. Truly remarkable stuff as they enter the final corner. But it's going to be Borhita who wins the class there for the Caterhams. Second place, Michael 85. Who is going to get third? It was going to be a battle to the line. Mr. Jones is going to bit too much oversteer right there. He's going to be in the slipstream now as they come across the line now. And no, Bastion Graver takes the victory from Mr. Jones in P4 for class there. Mr. Jolly will take P10 overall and Daniel C 11th with our two retirements back to Gaber and Sean 24. But truly an amazing move there by Frecky and Era into that final corner to take P4 just a 10th of a second clear in the end of the day. So if you like what you've seen here, please stick around. We've got the Evo race coming up very, very shortly. So be sure to sign up for that one and get yourself involved. If you like what you've seen, as we say, stick around or head over to simraceway.com/chat and get yourself involved with all the pre, post and everything in between race discussion. But from me, Liam Jenkins, it's goodbye for now, and we'll see you back very shortly.